Welcome back to another episode of Showtime Radio Podcast. I am your host, Showtime, also known as Jenna. And before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that notification button so you know when I drop a video. And tell a friend to what? Pull up, pour up any drink of your choice and tune in as we dive into these hot topics. Y'all, I got one that was straight delivered himself to my brain cells by the big G-O-D. Okay, I was trying to take a nap, and sometimes like I'll sit and I'll be like, okay, God, what should I say for our next podcast? What should be the topic? And so I had a topic, and then I sat there to get an answer from him of like, okay, should this be the next topic for a podcast? And my brain was just going, and I could not get an answer. I could not sit still and be quiet, if you know, because like your girl cannot stop talking, and that was going on in my brain. I could not get my brain to just shut the heck up. And then I didn't really come across this. He was just like, bam, Birch, this is for you. This is what you're talking about. And he placed in my mind, in my heart, the purpose for the pain. There's purpose in the pain. I don't know which one I want to use. There's purpose in the pain. There's purpose for the pain. The purpose of the pain. There's purpose for the pain. And I was like, dang, son. And he was just feeding me and just saying stuff. And then I was like, dang, that's going to be so good next time I do a podcast. And then he was like, well, why don't you rise and shine right now and go downstairs and do a podcast? Like, do it while it's fresh. Do it while it's hot. And I'm like, it's hot outside. Like, it's hot downstairs. I don't really feel like, no. I was like, no, I'm not getting up. I'm supposed to be taking a nap from now until 4:30. It's 4:16 right now. Your girl's supposed to catch some Z's because I just been going ever since I got up. You know, I'm a mom. I got 2 toddlers. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So your girl was just going. And then he was like, well, I started thinking about like, outworking your competition. Your competition would be like, okay, let me get up and move. I'm inspired, or they're doing something right now. And I'm like, okay, I'll let that competition outwork me. And then I stopped and I was like, wait a minute, scratch that. Nah, I don't want the competition to outwork me. So I don't want it's hot, it's fresh, I'm inspired. Just do it. You know what I mean? So I just got my stuff up. I got up, put some lip gloss on, put my hat on, grabbed my stuff, went downstairs, and boom, I am here to deliver you some. It's juicy. So let's cheers before we dive right in. I am drinking some coffee, some Starbucks, and then I think it's like a hazelnut something creamer. It's so good. So cheers to whatever you guys are drinking while you're watching this. And let's get into it. Every pain that you encounter has a purpose. There's pain for every purpose, and there's purpose for every pain, right? And for an example, child labor, pain, but there's a purpose, right? Getting your hair done, there's pain, there's a purpose. Getting a Brazilian, there's pain, then there's a purpose, right? Going to work out, shredding those muscles, right? There's being sore after, there's pain, and then there's a purpose. Jesus dying on the cross for our sins, there's pain, but there's a purpose, right? And so when you get that into your mind, body, soul, spirit, all that in between, what you're going through. My sister called me on a goddamn podcast. Hold on. When you get that and you put that into perspective, you'll understand that you're growing through what you're going through. That the pain that you are experiencing, the pain that is tearing you down, the pain that is making you feel insecure, the pain that makes you feel like, what is my life going to be like after this change of events in my life? The pain of a breakup, the pain of a divorce, the pain of losing a child, right? what is the purpose of this pain? You're not just, a lot of people, when life be lifing, when the devil be moving, and when God be, testing, think that sometimes we forget that everything happens for a reason. And it's such a cliche thing to say, but it's really true. There's truth behind that saying. You being put in that difficult situation isn't willy-nilly. You being put in that difficult situation wasn't by chance or coincidence. There was a purpose for you to be put in that difficult situation. There was a purpose for you to lose that person. There was a purpose for you to get fired from that job. There was a purpose for you to be struggling right now. There was a purpose for you to be homeless. There's a purpose for you to struggle with mental illness. There was a purpose for you being addicted to drugs, right? And so the crazy thing about God is that, yes, we have free will, and we can choose to be addicted to drugs, or we can choose to go off and do X, Y, and Z that might have a negative impact on our life. But what is so amazing is how he can take something that seems so horrible and undeserving and just bad, and change it for good. He can shine light in the darkness, right? He can turn something that's dead, he can bring something that's dead back to life. And so when we start to understand and we change the narrative in our minds of, why is this happening to me? Why does these things always happen to me? Why am I still stuck here? To, what is its purpose? What's the purpose? What is the outcome of X, Y, and Z? For me, I've been living in a house with my boyfriend's family, one room with me, my boyfriend, and 2 kids for almost 4 years now, experiencing extreme discomfort, experiencing shame, guilt, doubt, insecurity, anger, frustration, sadness, depression. And the more that I do these podcasts, the more that I pour into myself, the more that I remind myself who I am, the more that I look on the wall in my room, and there's a note from when I was young, that says, Jenna, on the way to be famous from the internet. Makes me know that my purpose for experiencing this kind of struggle, this kind of discomfort, this kind of humiliation, in a sense, this kind of sadness and depression, frustration, confusion, will be my testimony when God pulls me out. See, sometimes when you're in a predicament, God puts you in that uncomfortable place, that God puts you in that sad place, that God puts you in that place where it looks like from the worldly eye, there's no coming back from. From the worldly eye, how are they going to get out of this? From the worldly eye, they're stuck. From the worldly eye, they're not going to amount to much. From the worldly eye, they were so talented, and now look at them. And God uses that to remind the world, to remind the worldly eye, to remind yourself who's being used in that moment, that he is great, that he is awesome, that he's a miracle worker, that he is love, that he is kindness, that he has hope for you, for your future, and that he has hope and a future for you. And so sometimes when you're experiencing pain and you're being used, sometimes when you're experiencing pain, you're being used through that pain. You're eventually going to be a testimony of God's work, eventually going to be a testimony of who God is, eventually going to be a testimony of what God can do. You know, they say, and I know you guys have heard it, God gives the hardest battles to the strongest warriors, or something like that. Something like that. You know, read along lines and stuff. But it's so true. And instead of thinking of it as okay, y'all gonna think down on me? Okay, you don't even know what's to come. I'm feeling like this right now. Okay, that's cool. I don't even know what's to come. Okay, this is how things are moving. I know God's about to pull up. He about to pull up and show out. Pulling up and God's showing out is in one of my old previous podcast videos. Go watch that video too. Sometimes the pain carries the craziest purpose. Sometimes your pain can be the biggest testimony. Sometimes your pain can change your life. Ooh. For the better. Sometimes your pain can change your life. Oh my God, I could cry. I'm not going to. But I felt that one. Because and I'm going to get real with you guys, for a minute, I go through these waves of feeling like the underdog because of my situation. For a minute, I forget how talented I am, how courageous I am, how fierce I am, how bold and confident I am because of my current situation. And when I was laying in that bed upstairs, and he was giving me these answers, I could just hear and feel. Sorry. I could just hear and feel that my pain has such an immense purpose. My pain has such a crazy purpose. My pain is so powerful because of its purpose. Sorry, guys. I was like trying to hold it, suck it up. But it's real. It's hard. It's hard out here. It's hard to stay 10 toes down in the things you know about God. It's hard to stay 10 toes down in the things you know about yourself. It's hard to stay 10 toes down and loving yourself and loving your dreams and chasing your dreams and feeding yourself positive things when you don't feel positive. So when I got that message about like pain and its purpose and how it can be used, it was like a sense of relief, because when someone is in such a place of crushing and pressure and like I said, discomfort and confusion, and feels like there's no way out, but to know and you feel like you're falling, but you're gonna fall into something that you could never even imagine, that does something to you. It did something to me, as you can see. And I don't really like crying on here like that, but like I said, it's real. When I say I'm on this journey with you guys, y'all don't even know. You don't even know, like, this podcast has been such an outlet and an opportunity to just dig out stuff that I knew from a while ago. And that I knew that God had put inside of me, and that I knew what to do. And so the revelations I get, when things start coming back to me, it's just like a breath of fresh air. You know, God talking to me and using me is just like, it feels so good, because you forget things and you get sorry guys. You forget things. You can be easily misled. You can slip into depression. You can be so angry. You can stray so far from God. You can give up on your dreams. You can lose motivation. You could feel like whatever it is that you want to happen in this life is never going to come. And all you are experiencing is one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. So to get a message like this, I hope it does something to you like it did to me when I was laying in that bed. I hope it does something to you like it's doing to me right now, to know that, to change my mindset that I'm not going through this for nothing. And if nothing else, don't believe that you're going through it just to go through it. Don't believe that you're just being beaten on for no reason. Don't believe that this is just how life is supposed to be. There is pain in the process of beauty in everything. In everything that you do. In everything you touch, you see, you feel, and hear, there is pain in the process of beauty. But there's purpose for your pain. As long as you believe it. As long as you believe in what God says to you. Believe in his love for you. Believe that there is plans to prosper you and not to harm you. See, that applies perfectly for right here. To prosper you and not to harm you. So even though you're going through something that feels harmful, you will come out prosperous. Oh my God. You are still prosperous in the process. Because even though you're being beaten on, your spirit is taking it and you're becoming stronger from it. Each hit makes you stronger. Oh my God. And this is why you be obedient. Because I really was trying to lay up in that bed and not come down here because I was getting comfortable. It's hard to catch a nap sometimes. Sometimes my mind just be going and I never get a nap. I was right there, guys. Like, I could go to sleep. I was right there. And it just was like, God was like, nah. And then he had to let me talk to myself for a second. And I was like, dang it. You know what? Let me just come down here. And I'm so glad I did, because that crying, I know I'll probably cry a little more later because I didn't want to be out here just like I had to keep it together. I didn't want to be out here just, you know. But it's real. It's real. Me and my boyfriend have been in this situation for a minute, and it's real. And I feel like we're just starting now to like not get it together in a sense, but like, you know, start to see that turnaround. Start to see the peak of the purpose. That purpose is peekaboo and a hoe, you know? Let me stop. I'm so atrocious. I'm not. I'm just so hilarious. But, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, man. I wasn't expecting that, so I don't think I have anything else. It was very short and to the point, which I'm kind of glad because it's hot. I took a shower and I'm sweating again. Goddamn summer. I can't wait till the fall. But as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this really helped you. Share it if it helped you, liked it if it helped you, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if this helped you. And just, you know, check out all my videos. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love you guys.